Hello, welcome back. We're gonna go on to part three of the hero's journey, right? We just, defeated the boss. We just got the reward, and we now need to go back home to the ordinary world, right? So we just went to the road back, right? And now we have to, we're not back home yet, right? There are a couple of things that need to happen first. So first thing in Act Three is the resurrection, right? So this is in some parts the climax, right, where the hero once again has to face death, right? And of course, it doesn't have to be like actual death. Um, but a lot of times this represents more than just the hero's, than just the hero, him or herself, right? And a lot of the times at this point near the end, the audience really should have connected really well with your hero, and they should, almost physically feel, okay, maybe not physically, but emotionally feel the same type of conflict and fear and pain that your hero has, right? Because, they see themselves in your hero right now. Excuse me. But yeah, so in this example, is actually from The Wizard of Oz, right? And the hero, the hero is Dorothy, right? I think that's her name, Dorothy, Dorothea. But so if those of you guys who haven't seen The Wizard of Oz, right? So they found out that the wizard is a phony. What? Oh my gosh, no. Um, but what that means, right? Um, is that the wizard can't grant the lion courage. He can't give the hearts to the the Tin Man, and they can't or no, to the Scarecrow. I don't remember which, but you know there's like a lot on the line now because the wizard's magic isn't real, right? And of course, the wizard is like, wait, hold up, I'm actually from Kansas too. Oh, and yeah, Dorothy can't go home, right? Because the wizard doesn't have his magic. But for one, the wizard you know, gives the lion his like, this metaphorical heart and this, metaphorical um, courage, like Medal of Honor, right? I might be getting all my things mixed up. But what was really important was that it was the death of Dorothy's dream or Dorothea's you know wish to go back, right? Because he goes onto this or the wizard, right? He goes onto this hot air balloon to leave Oz so that he can go back to Kansas. And of course, Dorothea gets distracted and has to go do some other thing and misses the hot air balloon, and the guy can't bring it back down. So she's like, "Oh no!" It's this death of her hopes and dreams of being back home, right? But of course, Galinda, the nice witch, I think the good witch of the north, I believe is what she was called. She tells Dorothy that you've actually been able to go home this entire time, right? You just had to believe, right? And her heels, ruby red heels, um, takes her back home, right? So this is the resurrection of, well, a death and resurrection of Dorothy's dreams, right? So, and that was pretty cool. And then before they go home, they actually return with something. They return with, it could be an elixir, but it could be something like self-realization, like love, like hope, like victory, right? Something like that. Usually, it solves the problem that was causing the underlying stress to begin with. So, in the Wizard of Oz, right, in that story, Dorothea actually goes back home, but now she has this self-realization that she loves. She's like happy with where she's at. That she loves her home, right, and everyone there. And so yeah, this can bring a new perspective. It can bring self-realization, and there's always something different, right? As opposed to just being back home, there is a change, right? There's change and success, and some type of proof that they've completed this journey, right? And That's what makes this a full circle, but not completely back or not completely back to where they started, right? Something's changed. There's, our hero has gone through some success, and there's proof of their journey, right? Um, and yeah, ultimately, the hero will return home where they started, but it's not going to be the same. So I don't know. It's pretty cool, and a lot of times, uh, it's not only the hero. Sometimes the supporting characters, like the allies, actually get some type of resolution too, right? I think in like Harry Potter, Neville Longbottom, right? There's a transformation for him because he, coming from being this like cowardly guy, he does something throughout this whole storyline, and in the next couple of movies, he turns out to be this, hot, you know, cool ass guy that everyone like is like, dang, he like glowed up. But I don't know. So yeah, that basically ends, you know, Act Three, which was much shorter than Act Two, but yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to, come this far. But stay tuned for the next lesson, and I'm going to do a quick recap and what you can do now that you have, learned basically the hero's journey, right? So with that, I will see you guys in the next lesson.